Hey everybody, so today I'm going to explain to you why anybody who says women are oppressed are fucking stupid. And why anybody who says that there is a rape culture against women is an idiot. So, to start off, I'm going to talk about the rape culture thing. I'm going to get that out of the way now, because I got a lot to say about that. I want to use an example here. I want to put an example in front of everyone. If I got drunk at a party and I banged a fat girl, and I banged this fat chick and I regretted it the next day, I got up and I tried to report a rape, what would happen? I would get laughed at for it. I'd be told straight out, no, the only reason that it's not a rape because I regret it the next day. Okay, now if you get it to flip the script around though, say a female claims that she was raped at a party like that. Oh, that's a date rape. Oh, you got her drunk. Oh, you intoxicated her. Oh, you did this. Oh, you're a victim. Oh, you're a rapist. And it was automatic that the guy would be called a rapist. I would be called a rapist for it. But if I try to report it the other way around, I'm not a rapist. If a man and his woman get into a domestic dispute, and it's a domestic situation, and I've seen this firsthand. I've seen this. A woman could beat the absolute total dog shit out of the man and not go to jail when the police are called. I've seen this. I've personally seen it. But then the man is going to go to prison. If he doesn't go to prison, he will get arrested for a domestic. And she could be the one putting her hands on him. He could be defending himself. I've seen somebody get put in jail because his girlfriend was hitting him, and all he did was put her on the ground and physically restrain her to stop her from continuing to punch and hit and kick the man. And he got charged with domestic assault. And because of the fact that when he took her down with a hold. He took her down with a hold. And when he took her down, his arm was across the top of her chest, like at the bottom of her chest and her neck. And he took her down onto a couch and then eased her down into a hold. Because of the fact that his arm touched her neck, he actually got charged with strangulation. Which, these things are especially prevalent in states like Minnesota. This is known as a woman state. Okay. Now, I'm going to talk about the concept of how feminists are ruining the concept of sex. They want it to be constant. Hey, can I touch you here? Hey, can I insert my dick here? Hey, can I kiss you here? Hey, can I touch and feel here now? Hey, can I rub you here now? And they want you to be like that and constantly. Okay, sex is not something where you should just be asking, hey, can I do this? Can I do this? Can I do that? Can I do this? No. With sex, yes, you have consent to sex. Once they consent to the sex, if you're going too far, they'll tell you what not to do when you're going too far. But sex is something that you're supposed to experiment with. It's something you're supposed to have fun with. And it's something where you're supposed to try new things. But because of these goddamn feminists, it's hard to do that. It's hard to do it because, now, again, I'm not defending rape. I'm not defending rape. I believe a person should be in prison it should be an automatic life sentence in prison for rape. If you're a pedophile, it should be a death penalty. Because I don't think our tax dollars should be housing that person in prison. But it doesn't change the fact that feminists are ruining the concept of sex. They're destroying it by creating this imaginary rape culture. Which, it goes back to my example. If I bang a fat chick and regret it the next day because I was drunk, it's just, haha, you banged a fat chick. If a woman does it, she's a rape victim. Now, next I'm going to get into female privilege further in terms of opportunities that are given. Definitely in terms of opportunities. because of female privilege, I'll tell you this. If you put men on the same pedestal that you put women on, let's look at the election. Donald Trump insulted men and he insulted women. However, the only media attention that was really directed at him for any of his insults, besides the one where he talked about McCain, besides that one, the only things they talked about Trump saying were things about women. If it was about a woman, they'd bring it up real quick. They made sure the whole election to bring up how he was a sexist against women, but they never talked about what he said about men. And the man said things about men just like he did women. There was no sexism. He just said what he wanted to say. They're trying to make him out to be a sexist because he said his grab him by the pussy comment back in 2005. Now, you know what? I'm going to put some reality to this. When I was, anyone who's been to nightclubs, bars, and has frequented a bar scene or a nightclub scene or anything of that sort will tell you this. And they can, if you ask them and ask them straight. In fact, I'm going to ask you guys, and I want you to think about it for a second. If you're at a bar or a nightclub, and a woman thinks that you'll buy her a drink or that you got some kind of money or something like that, am I telling the truth when I say a large amount of women will come up, they'll be dancing on you, they'll shake their ass on you, they'll grab your dick, they'll let you grab them by the pussy, they'll do anything, they'll come up and start kissing on you and everything. So, no, what he was saying was true, and that shouldn't have even been brought up on him in the first place. Now, had a woman came and said the same thing about men, and she said this about, hey, if a man thinks you have money, he's going to try to marry you and he's going to try to divorce you. Well, you know what? All these feminists will be praising what she's saying as being the truth. But when it's something said about women that even slightly offends them, you're automatically a sexist. So, on top of that, if you get the concept of rape culture, let's go to this again. Let's talk about some of the facts with this. First off, there is no rape culture. More men are raped every year than women. It's called look at the prison epidemic. Simple as that. So feminists are trying to destroy the facts and they're trying to ignore fact. And I guarantee you, the rape numbers would be nowhere near as high. Nowhere near as high. If it wasn't for these kinds of reports that are being made. Because women regret something they did. In terms of rape culture in the black communities, and in terms of why there's so many single fathers in the black communities, that also comes because of how women themselves are held on that high pedestal. Because here's the thing, when you have a culture of people who are violent, and it's not all blacks that are violent, but when you have a culture that does have a lot more fighting within itself than other races and ethnicities, what happens when the stereotypical angry black woman starts running up trying to fight with the guy? She could be doing it all out in public and everything. Okay, if the guy hits her, guess what? The guy just hit her. The guy's the one that's going to be going to prison. If he does, because I'm just using prison as the term. Odds are it's probably not going to be prison, because in most cases, a minor assault or whatever is a misdemeanor. So it would be a max of 90 days. But regardless of that, the man's the one that's going to go to jail. That would lead to a large amount of rapes reported in the black communities too. Which again, this female privilege okay, is also being combined with these problems that are out here by the general population of black women. And that's why there's so many of these issues in the black communities with single parents and single mother households. Partly is because black women are acting out and the man is getting punished for it. Now, another reason for this issue with women claiming that they were raped is because there's so much slut shaming done in the media, and there's so much slut shaming done in general. Okay, women, you're not a slut because you choose to live your life openly and freely in a sexual manner. You are not a slut. You should be enjoying yourself sexually. You should be not regretting things you do. If you go and have sex with somebody when you're drunk and you regret it, learn from it. It's a mistake. You weren't raped. You can't be raped. It's not rape because you regret it the next day. You clearly were letting it go that night. And if that's the case, where it is a rape because you were drunk or you regret it the next night, then you know what? Maybe it should be considered a rape if a guy does too. Maybe if I go and have sex with a fat girl because I'm attracted to thin women. If I went and had sex with a overweight female while I was intoxicated and I regretted it the next day, then maybe I should go and report that I was raped. If it was, maybe it should be investigated the same. Maybe if me and you are both drunk at a party and something happens and you try to report it as a rape, well, guess what? We were both drunk. Maybe we should both be under investigation for rape. I think that would be fair. But naturally, nobody's going to agree with that. That's a feminist, because that's logic. So yeah, that should just about wrap everything up. So I'll give a little short summary. Feminists and their concept of a rape culture, and feminists and this woman privilege, has destroyed sex. It's destroyed all enjoyment of sex pretty much, because you can't experiment anymore because of this whole, because I believe sex should be consent to sex and whatever comes with it. And if it's too far, they'll tell you not to do it. But it's destroyed all enjoyment of sex. It's skewed rape statistics. Men are in prison that should not be in prison. Men are in jail who should not be in jail. And women are protected way more than they should. I'm talking a lot more than they should. On top of that, this large amount of female privilege is being exploited, and it's causing these black women to live in to raise their children in single parent households, and it's enabling black women to continue fucking up the black community, because that's what they've been doing for the past, I don't even know how many years. So yeah, with that's all I should pretty much have now. So make sure to like, comment, share, and subscribe. Peace.